I'd say welcome back, but I'm sure the people that watched the last video probably all quit the channel. So, anyway, this video is going to be about basically why people get mad when you won't join their thing. And I'm just going to use a couple examples of like recent things that are going on and kind of try to demonstrate why I'm just not into other people's thing. And I mean, I respect other people and, people have good information, but it just, I guess I'm just at the point where like shaming language and stuff like that's not really going to work on me. So like, first we'll go to this topic here, which was where I left off from my last video, which was black crime statistics. Right? And you can say whatever you want about it. They're fake, they're made up, black people don't do anything, right? That's the case, right? So I was presented some form of counter evidence, so I'm gonna check it. And we have right here, which is the exonerationregistry.org website. I mean, you can't post links, or I can't post links on YouTube, otherwise I would post the links. But, okay, so if you look at this, it says that 85 people were exonerated for homicide, 81 for murder, and like 4 for manslaughter. So, and that was in 2024. So these numbers aren't going to be completely accurate, but they're pretty close. So, and yes, it is true that like 80% of the people that are exonerated for murder, or 79% are black. So most of the people that are wrongfully convicted of murder are black. That is true. But when you're talking about, 85 people, and then if you're saying that out of 3,230 something people, if 85 of those people, take out 85 out of 3,000, it's still 2,905, right? Might be wrong about that, but either way, even if you quadruple that, right, and it's like 320 people are wrongfully convicted of murder, and you subtract that from 3,000, it's still like 2,700. You see what I'm saying? It's like, unless you're going to claim that every single person that was convicted of murder was wrongfully convicted of murder. And then what's even worse for your case, is that basically the FBI has been underreporting crimes. And that's probably why everybody feels unsafe, but the government's oh no, you're safe. You're totally safe. Here it says right here. The divergence basically of in between the like people being surveyed about how much crime there is and how much the FBI reports is the divergence is due to several reasons. In 2021, 37% of police departments stopped reporting crime data to the FBI. Right. It says in 2019, 89% of agencies covering 97% of the population submitted data, but in 2021, coverage plummeted to less than 63% of departments overseeing just 65% of the population. In addition, cities like Baltimore, from Baltimore to Nashville, the FBI is undercounting crimes in those jurisdictions. It says, for Baltimore, the FBI reported 225 murders in 2023, but the city reported 262, which means the FBI left out 37. So you can check out this article at crimesearch.org, how reliable are the FBI's reports of violent crime data? Right. So to say that, to it's like people will say I'm a coon. I'm like, no, I'm not a coon. I've actually, I'm just wondering why. Like for example, like I used to take the train to work, and was wearing a suit, and I had like a buzz cut, like pretty much my hair was completely cut off, and I was wearing like a full suit, like with a tie and everything, and like shoes, like dress shoes. And I used to walk from the train station to work, and there was this white woman that used to walk. And she was walking down to the train. I was coming from the train from Jersey City. And probably about like the fourth day, she just there was no sidewalk on the other side of the street, and she just completely walked on the other side of the street, like in the middle of the road, basically to avoid having to pass by me. So like, I'm experiencing this stuff too. I'm experiencing the negative consequences of people assuming that black people are the most violent people in America. And by you trying to just pretend like it didn't happen and come up with non sequitur arguments, because that's what it is, the non sequitur argument. It's like the same way, like you can't like disprove that God exists by saying, well, can God create a stone that's too heavy for him to lift? Like it does that's not like a real way that you like disprove something. Like yeah, it's a cool way to like get people to like think about it and think in a more open-minded way, but it's not actual like proof. Like it's not an actual argument. It's just like a riddle. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it like, oh, look, black people are, but it's like, it's true, it's happening. And, we as black people are the only people that can stop it from happening by not shooting each other, basically. It's not, it's like the only way to stop it. It's not like, oh, white people are coming in, the ghosts of fucking white people and pulling the trigger. No, it's not, that's not what's happening. And you can call me whatever names you want, but I'm like I'm tired of I'm not gonna be shamed anymore. Like it's stupid. Like, haha, you're this name. Okay, here's a bunch of scientific evidence proving my point, and like completely disproving your point. Haha. Well, I'm gonna call you another name, or the best one is like, if you say that black people are violent, we're going to send someone to kill you. Seriously, seriously, clown world, clown world. Okay, right. People want me to talk about the Jewish question, right? Oh, well, how do you feel about it? I'm like, okay, well, seeing as how the Knights Templar have been kind of like going over and looking for the Solomon Temple or trying to rebuild Solomon's Temple since at least 1099, right? I mean, were there Zionists in 1099, right? And so this is the part where I'm supposed to talk about my religious affiliation. Apparently, I'm a Neoplatonist, basically because I believe in evolution and I also believe in God, right? So to me, whether most of the people that are talking about this stuff are like either Christian or Muslim or Jewish, right? So like for me, it's a completely like I'm completely an outsider, right? And I've studied like Masonic history. Like I don't have my books anymore. Pro tip: don't get divorced. But that's what I used to study, and it's like they've been doing the same thing. It's like it's all some like Indiana Jones stuff. Like you watch Indiana Jones, that's what's going on with the whole like JQ. Like that's the real thing, right? It's like it's a bunch of people who believe in religious prophecies, whether you're Christian or Jewish. You guys all believe in religious prophecies. I don't, because I believe in evolution. So I believe in chance, that there's like chance, like that everything's not predetermined and it's gonna happen, right? Because that's what a religious prophecy is. It's like oh, well, when you put this like thing on the shelf, and then the sun shines through at this day on this day, and then it's gonna cause something to happen, right? Like a synchronicity or something like that. I mean, chance is similar to that, but it's like it's not like a thing where it's like pre-set, right? Like you can look at this stuff. Like this is just like basic like Masonic history. Like no one's contesting this stuff, right? That they want to rebuild the temple, and so like okay, maybe they sacrifice some red heifers, but it's not going to do anything until they rebuild the temple, right? And so to me, it's just kind of, again, kind of funny because the Zionist Christians that are like supporting this stuff, they think that Jesus is going to come back and take out the Muslims and the Jewish people, and the Jewish people that support this stuff think that their Messiah is going to come back and take out the Christians and the Muslims, right? So the fact that they're even working together is kind of like weird in the first place, right? And then you can look at it from like a historical angle where it's like the post World War II thing. It's really not that unique if you really think about it, because it was just basically like an effect of like the post World War II period where Europeans had a bunch of like excess guns and planes and all this other stuff that they built up during World War II. And then they tried to like move south, because I mean, you can see the same thing. The Italians, they tried to take over parts of North Africa like Ethiopia and stuff. And then like the Western powers, they went into Israel and other parts of Northern Africa like Nigeria and stuff like that, right? And into like South America and stuff, because they had the weapons and they had all the like superiority, right? So they just were like trying to take over as much as they could. But I think the unique kind of thing about the Israel thing, like if you compare it to like Ethiopia, Ethiopia was a PR nightmare, right? Because the Italians were flying in, they were dropping mustard gas on like basically like tribe guys, like squads of tribe guys, I don't even know what they call them, with like spears. They had like spears and wooden shields, and the stream cut off for a second. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna stay on this time. Anyway, so what I was saying was, it was a PR nightmare in other countries. It looked horrible in Ethiopia, but, you know, they wanted to get a foothold into North Africa, the Allied powers basically, and with the whole narrative of World War II and the actual horrible things that did happen to Jewish people in World War II, it made it a lot easier for them to get a foothold into Israel that way. And, I don't blame Jewish people. I mean, it's convenient for them. I mean, if you were Jewish and you had no place else to go, and then these people are offering you land and all this other stuff, I mean, you could say it's a moral hazard, or you could just say they're trying to survive or whatever. And maybe my stream will get cut off again. But basically, I think that there's two like different groups. Like when you're talking about like Jewish people, that like that you go to school with, and regular Jewish people that live in the United States, like they're not doing anything. But like, okay, you want to talk about like the Rockefeller family and all the Rothschilds and all that stuff? Yeah, of course. But they were part of like the ruling class in Europe going back for like centuries. Like they weren't. It's not like even almost like, I don't want to say they're not Jewish, but it's like it's not the same group of people, right? It's like saying that like an African guy and like a black American is like the same group of people. Like yeah, they are, but they aren't. And it's obvious that they were like making deals and stuff with all the other groups, including the Germans, and they were working with some of the Germans even during the war, like some high level, not regular Jewish people. Wow, my stream's like fading out. Like what the? Okay, but anyway, but that's like basically why yeah, okay, I got it, I get it, and some people think everything's Jays, like whatever, but I just think that it's more that it's just like a U.S. territory similar to Puerto Rico, where it's like Puerto Rico is basically united. It's like a state, but it's not a state. But I mean, if somebody attacked Puerto Rico, we would help them, and it's just convenient. It's just more convenient than anything else, and that's what it seems like to me. But if you want to go back to like the religious prophecy stuff, I mean, yeah, people believe in religion. I mean, most of the people that are talking about it believe in a religion. Like most of the people that even like are concerned with it are either Christian or Muslim or Jewish. So to be like, oh well, they're believing in a religion, so do you. You all believe in a religious prophecy of some sort, right? So it's just like a bunch of competing religious prophecies, and you're trying to stop them from pursuing their religious prophecy while you're pursuing yours. And it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, to me, you're all like doing a religious prophecy, right? Okay, right. So then we'll go on to the third thing. This is why I got kicked out of MGTOW, right? Because I don't believe that women are like secretly running the world by withholding sex from men. Okay? Like when you look at who's actually in charge of everything, like who's in charge of the military, it looks like it's this guy. Like that's a guy, right? It's not a woman, right? And it's kind of like, I guess there's two things in this, because it's like that's probably why I'm not like a super hardcore libertarian. I mean, libertarian ethics are good, but then people like this, they use libertarian ethics in bad faith just to screw everybody over. They're like, oh, well, we can do whatever we want, and we can spy on you and take over the economy through automation and do all this other stuff, right? I don't see any women on here, though. Peter Thiel. I mean, maybe Alex Karp is a woman. I don't think so, though. Stephen Cohen. You know, and I'm not saying that there aren't some women probably involved in it, but I mean, when you're talking about who's in charge of it and whose vision it is to spy on everybody and control everybody and make sure everybody like stays in line, and I don't see a lot of women, right? And you're like, oh, but that's because men are smarter and da 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 da. Okay, but that still doesn't like disprove my point. That guy's a dude. Oh, it's a guy. Joe Lonsdale is a guy. Oh, Alex Karp, he's a guy. Definitely a guy. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, and then just because I'm not like, oh well, no, really, women secretly control just because they control like all spending. It's like, okay, yeah, that's because guys don't really need to buy much except for like tools for their job, and then all the other stuff is to like make women happy or whatever. I get it, but that doesn't really mean that like women are in charge of everything. Like let's see who's in charge of this. Maybe there's some women in charge of this. James Gorman, definitely a woman. Lots of women. Lots of women and like black guys, like they're running everything. That's who's really behind all the like everything. Right. Who's in charge of this? Maybe this is a woman. Oh wow, we got one woman. That's pharmaceuticals. He's a guy. Almost, we almost had two women, but no. They got one woman, Caroline Burke. I mean, it could be a guy. I don't want to assume someone's gender by their name. I mean, we can keep doing this, but we all know there's only like 50 women CEOs or whatever controlling any anything that's like actually controlling like real markets or anything like that. Whatever. We already know that. But don't look at the women. No, no. I mean, don't look at men controlling. It's women. It's women. All right. Women are in control of everything. Yeah, that's why I just can't. And then people get mad at me because I don't want to be in their thing. I'm like, yeah, okay. There's a lot of facts here, but then the facts. Then it's like, okay, but wait a minute. No, right. And then people just make up stuff to like make fun of you. Like they'll be like, oh well you were like rich and da da da. It's like I don't hear anybody saying that about Trump. When was the last time you heard somebody call Trump like a nepo baby, like a right wing person, right? Uh, it's like never happens. You know, they're just like, oh, just say whatever you good about Trump. I'm like, he's helping with the immigrants a little bit, probably. I think he's just more like a figurehead that is making other people like actually feel positive about doing stuff, but he's not really doing all that much. Oh, kicked out of the Republicans too. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm just not. And then people get mad at me because I don't want to be in their thing. Right? Call me names. Come. It's like okay, that's funny, but it's kind of hard for me to listen to that type of stuff. All right. Cool. I think it recorded most of it. Anyway. All right. Yeah. All right. That's it. Have a good day and be well.